What's up, guys? Welcome back to Adventures with Afterthought. This time we're headed to Washington, D.C., the nation's capital, for one of my favorite shows of my career with Juice Wrld. Rest in peace to Juice Wrld. I really wanted to share this one with you guys. It's really special to me, really important to me, so I hope you guys enjoy the adventure. Make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell, like this video, share it with all your friends, and I hope you like the adventure. So check it out. This story begins on my couch. I was literally just chilling on my couch one night. I was watching TV, hanging out with the family, just winding down, and I get a text from one of my good friends. His name is Andrew Lieber. If you don't know who Andrew Lieber is, he is a big-time hip-hop agent in the music industry. He had clients, he had Juice Wrld, rest in peace. He had Ski Mask, he has DaBaby, a bunch of other people, a ton of other people that I'm forgetting about. But he's amazing ass dude. I met him 10 years ago. He managed a rapper that came to town, and we just ended up going to the studio afterwards and hanging out. We hit it off and we have been friends ever since. Super good friend of mine, super good dude. It starts with him, he texts me, he says, hey, and at this time he's Juice Wrld's agent, right? So he's booking all of Juice Wrld shows, going all around the world, doing all this stuff. Also, he's from the DC area. Him and a bunch of his friends own this agency called the Mac Agency. They're based out of that area too in DC. He hits me up, he says, hey, I'm doing a Juice Wrld show in DC at Echo Stage this Saturday night. I think it was like a Wednesday night, and he's like, hey, this is happening on Saturday night. Do you want to come play the show? I'm just looking at my phone, just super geeked. Just like, wait, what? Like, there is no way that anything is happening that is gonna make me say no to do this show. I'm super, super happy. It's awesome. I'm just super hype. It's early December, mid-December, right before Christmas. So it's like an early Christmas present. My homie hits me, he's like, yo, we're playing. And I don't know if you've ever been to Echo Stage in DC. If you've been to Echo Stage in DC, put down in the comments your experience there, because it is one of the dopest clubs. I think it's literally rated #1 nightclub in the world. It's like a 3,500, 4,000 capacity, massive club. So when you walk into Echo Stage, you walk in, and as soon as you go through the doors, you come to like a little coat check area that's super poppin'. It's crazy. Like, there's jackets just going everywhere, tickets being gone, all this craziness. And then you kind of walk in and you go around this little wall and you come in, and all of a sudden there's this big wide open space, right? And on either side are these long crazy bars, and then there's just lights and all kind of crazy stuff going all around, and a big stage right in front of you. There's the DJ area in the back and the stage, 2 huge LED monitors just right here, big one on the stage, all this. And then up top, it's like bottle service, big VIP booths almost, but they're huge because it's also a venue, and it's up there, and there's these really dope chandeliers. Change all these crazy colors, and it's so amazing. It's a really dope venue. If you ever get a chance to go to DC and you're looking for something to do, and there's something going on at Echo Stage after all this pandemic stuff, make sure you go there. It's super dope, I promise. But anyway, back to this. I'm looking at my phone and I'm like, yes, of course, I would love to do this. I will be there, no problem. So after that happens, I start texting and start trying to prepare. First person that I hit is one of my best friends in the whole world. His name is Dan Kelly. If you know anything about me, you know about Dan Kelly. He's an amazing, world-renowned photographer, videographer. He currently works for Wiz Khalifa and for Taylor Gang. He lives out in LA. He's crushing the game, but he used to come everywhere with me. I brought him on all the tours that I went on. Anything that you saw from that time period is probably from Dan. I tag him in everything, so make sure you go follow him on Instagram, all that good stuff. But he's amazing, right? So I hit him and I say, hey Dan, can you go with me? This is gonna be amazing. This is a great opportunity. I want you to be there. He says, yes, of course, I will be there. So boom, right off the bat, I'm like, all right, cool, we're good. Second, I hit my boy Jordan. Remember from the French Montana story, my friend Jordan? Jordan Lyles, one of my best friends in the whole world. I hit him and I'm like, yo, I know you're a huge fan of Juice Wrld. Jordan knew Andrew also, so it was perfect. I was like, all right, cool, this is dope. All the homies will get together. He loves Juice Wrld as well. Hey, do you wanna come? He's like, yeah, I wanna come, but he coaches football. He's a huge football fanatic, does all kind of stuff with football, right? So he's like, hey, I have to have practice, or he had something going on, or some kind of like banquet or something was happening, and he's like, hey, I'm gonna have to meet you there the next day, but I'm coming. So I'm like, all right, cool, don't even think anything about it, word. Everything's cool, set up. The next day, I'm in my studio in Pittsburgh, and I'm talking to Sledren. Sledren's part of Taylor Gang. I know you guys know who Sledren is. He doesn't even need an introduction. He's a legend, right? But I'm talking to him, I'm telling him, hey, I'm going to this Juice Wrld show, and I just throw it out there. I'm like, hey, if you want to go, you're more than welcome to go. He hits me back and he's like, yes, I'll go. Hell yeah, I love Juice Wrld. That'd be super dope. I'm like, awesome, this is amazing. This is gonna be the greatest trip ever. Sledren's my homie, and I'm a big fan of his work, and I just like talking to him about music, and I'm just like, this is gonna be amazing. Now I'm trying to figure out, okay, how are we gonna get there? Are we gonna fly? Are we gonna drive? What are we gonna do? And the easiest way for us to get there, it's not that far. It's like 4 hours, 3.5 hours from Pittsburgh. I'm like, screw it, let's just get in my Jeep and we'll go. At that time, I had a really nice Jeep Grand Cherokee, and it was real comfy, enough space. I was like, let's just roll out and go. Everybody's like, cool, that's fine. So the next morning, it's Friday morning, we wake up, we pack the car, we get everything ready, we double check everything, and we head out towards DC and start driving. Now, Jordan's not with us. He's gonna meet us the next day, right? Halfway through the trip, we're driving, Jordan hits me up, he says, yo, I got my flight booked, I'll be there tomorrow, but I need to ride back with you. And I'm like, okay, not a problem. That's perfectly fine. Whatever you wanna do is cool, we got room. He's like, okay, cool, bet, I got you, I'll see you guys then. Next thing I know, I get a picture message from him when I get off the phone. He's like, check out my flight. So I kind of like look at it, glance at it, and it's like a picture of a jet, like a private jet. And I'm just looking at it like, why is he sending me a picture of a private jet? So we ended up getting off at like a rest stop a little bit down the road. So I look at it a little bit more and I'm looking at it. This man found a private jet flight from Pittsburgh to Washington, D.C. for $90. I have no idea what he did or how he did it or what app he used or whatever, but this man literally got a private jet from Pittsburgh to Washington, D.C. So I'm just like looking at it, we're driving, I'm performing at a Juice Wrld show, and my homie's flying private from Pittsburgh to Washington, D.C. So I'm just like, yo, this dude's wild. We hit the hotel. When we get to the hotel, everything's awesome. We get some food, we're chilling. I think we had a beer, just like kind of kicked it for a minute. And we're like, hey, Snoop Dogg and Currency are at Echo Stage, the same place that I'm playing the next night. Tonight, they're there. Sledren obviously knows Currency and Snoop Dogg, and I know their camps, and we know the people at Echo Stage, so I hit them, I'm like, hey, do you care if we come through? They're like, of course, no problem, come through. So it was Snoopadelic, so Snoop was DJing, and Currency was opening. They have us on the list, we go in, take care of us, everything's super dope. We watch Currency perform, we watch Snoop perform, it was super dope. Really, really nice venue, got really excited about the next night, and then we realized that Rick Ross was at Club Bliss right down the road. At that time, I think that Dan was like, yo, I'm gonna head back to the hotel, but me and Sledren were like, yo, Rick Ross is at Bliss, we might have to make this move. So we're like, it, let's just hop in the Uber, we'll go. So we hop in the Uber, me and Sledren, we just go to the Rick Ross thing at Bliss. Me and him, we're just in the crowd, just chilling, just get a drink. We're just kicking it. It was cool, super laid back, got to see Rick Ross, had a great time. So then we dip, and I won't forget this either. We hit this Chinese spot at like 3 o'clock in the morning. It was super late, super random ass spot, only place open. We just pull up, go to the Chinese spot, get the Chinese food. It was super fire. I forget what it was called, but this place was so fire. I was like, I got some of the best Chinese food I've had in so long at 3 o'clock in the morning in Washington, D.C. So random. So the next morning, it's Saturday morning. We get up, it's like 10 a.m. Jordan just got in. He pulls up from his private jet flight. He's sending us pictures from with his feet up in this private jet, blah, blah, blah. He gets there, he gets to his room. Now we're chilling. We're like, yo, we have all day. We don't have sound check till later on tonight. We're not doing anything. What do you guys want to do? Sledren's like, yo, I think I want to go to the Smithsonian. And I love shit like that. So I was like, the Smithsonian, I'm super down. I'd never been to the Smithsonian. I wanted to go. I was like, I'm down. Everybody else was super down too. They're like, yo, we're in DC. Let's go check out whatever we can. It was like mid-December and it was cold outside, like freezing cold outside. And for whatever reason, we decided to get Bird scooters, the little scooters you can rent on the side of the road in bigger cities. If you have any crazy Bird or whatever kind of scooters you can rent stories, put those down in the comments because I have some wild scooter stories that I'll tell you about as well. We decide let's just get these scooters and go to the Smithsonian, which is like, I don't know, a mile away or something. And a mile away is not too far, but on a scooter when it's freezing, it's not the best thing in the world.
Oh, that's really warm.
But we didn't care. We were just like, whatever, we're gonna get on this thing. So we're going. We hop on these scooters. Here we go. We're going through, having a great time, just kind of having a blast. There's literally just icicles coming off of our faces. You know what I mean? When you're freezing on like a bike or something, and there's just like you're crying. You don't even know why, and it's freezing to your face, and you're just going. No gloves, no nothing. I think that some people stopped to buy gloves literally on this little journey. we finally get to the Smithsonian. We don't realize that like you have to do certain things to go to these places. You have to get tickets or sign up or reserve or whatever. And we just pulled up, and luckily for whatever reason, there wasn't that much of a line, or it wasn't as crazy that day. So we were able to kind of like sketchily wiggle our way in, and we get in and we go into the Smithsonian, and it was amazing. If you've never been to the Smithsonian before, make sure you go to the Smithsonian. It was just a cool place. It had so much cool, dope stuff, and we're just all geeked learning about stuff, but seeing all this crazy dope, big whales and crazy things just all around you, and you're just walking up to him like, yo, that thing is 2,000 years old. That thing is crazy old. It was just cool. So make sure you hit up the Smithsonian when you're there. I would recommend it. It was fire. We had a great time. We left there. So now it's about time to leave. We're about to go to sound check. We get all of our stuff together. We hop in an Uber. We head down to the venue. We get there. We're greeted by the super dope dude. I forget what the guy's name is, but he's down on the Echo stage. Shout out to that dude. He was the production manager / maybe the talent buyer. I'm not really sure exactly what his title was. He was a super cool dude though, nonetheless. He came out, he greeted us, he brought us inside, brought us to our green room. There was another artist there as well. I forget his name too. I'm so bad with names. So in these stories, I know that sometimes I forget some of these people's names, but I remember the situations and I remember everything else that's going on. Just names just escape me. So I apologize, but just bear with me. It was another artist. It was Mike Will's artist. I remember that. It was Mike Will's artist, and he was there performing like a little set, like a little 10-minute set. He was actually going before me. So it was nothing, then him for 10 minutes, then me, and then Juice Wrld. So that's how the lineup ran. So we're in the green room, we're talking, they recognize Sledrin, they're like, oh shit, Sledrin's here, everybody's happy, it's cool. Juice Wrld has his green room that's upstairs right above us, and he doesn't get there till later on anyway, so it doesn't matter. But my homie Andrew's there, he's the agent, he's like the promoter too, he's running the show regardless, so we're in great hands. He takes care of us, everything's amazing, we do sound check. It's awesome. At the Echo stage, it's just an amazing venue. It just feels so good. There could be nobody there, and you're just looking out at this super dope venue with these crazy lights moving, and you know what I mean, when the smoke fills up in the venue and the lasers come and they cut through the smoke and you see them moving all around, and it's just crazy, crazy atmosphere, and there wasn't even anybody there yet, and I just knew, I said, this is gonna be a great night. This is gonna be a really good time. I can't wait for this, right? So I'm just super excited. I'm ready to go. Chilling back in the green room, everything's going good. The artist before me goes up, does his 10 minutes, crushes the crowd. I'm like, this is gonna be hard to follow. This guy just went up and murdered it. It was awesome. He had the crowd going. It was super sick. He comes off, there's a quick little 2-minute transition or whatever. I just hop up on stage and I look out, and this place was so entirely packed. And unknown to me outside, there was a line. So I have a promo video that we shot, that Dan Kelly shot for this show, and you can see all the craziness and visualize what's going on. It's down there in the description, so make sure you check it out. But anyway, outside was a line that was like a mile long, this super long, crazy line. And man, when I tell you that this place was packed to the gills, it just felt like there was a rumble that this place was just shaking. The whole top was filled, every section, every walkway, the whole bottom. If you wanted to go to the bathroom and you were in the middle,
good luck with that.
Say goodbye. It's a wrap, you're done. You're never getting back there ever again. Say goodbye to your friends, say goodbye to your girl. You're done, don't go piss. So right before I get the mic and I'm so amped up, I'm so ready, I'm so excited to do this, and I look over my shoulder and I see Juice Wrld is walking into the building right as I'm about to go on. Literally right as I'm about to walk on stage, he's walking in, and he's kind of walking in and kind of like looking and seeing, and Andrew's with him and he's pointing like, oh, that's the homie, whatever. And he's just looking over and he's just standing there. So I'm like, okay, here we go.
That's the signal. Go, 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 go! Let's go freaking get here!
And this place erupts. They go so banana crazy that it gave me goosebumps. This feeling is like no other feeling in the world. I can't tell you the feeling of a crowd, just that energy is so wild, and it just goes through your whole body. And I'm just standing there and I have this mic and I feel like I'm an orchestra leader just composing this masterpiece with the crowd. And I go and I get back there and I remember that I played Look at Me. It's a Y2K edit of Look at Me by Extension. It's the craziest like hype startup song of all time. I started and the crowd, I thought the crowd went nuts when I went out and said, "What's up, DC?"
Let's go, DC! You better open up that fucking pit. Let's go! 1, 2, 3, 4!
10 times more bananas. The roof exploded. And these kids and people in this venue chanted every single word of this song so much louder than this massive sound system. And it gave me such a feeling. It was so special. And I look over and Juice WRLD's just standing there, just rocking. And I look over here and Sledgren's there. It was just, I felt like I did something good. I was so happy. It was so emotional for me because that moment right there, everything was perfect. It was a perfect time. Everything just came together and I was so, so happy. I had my good friends there. All these people in front of me felt like family, and man, it was special. So I walk off stage and my adrenaline is going crazy. I was like, man, that was amazing. And I look over at Dan and I look over at Jordan, who were right there on stage next to me. And they just both give me this crazy look. I'm not sure how to describe the look even. It was just a smile and just wide-eyed just smile, and it just felt good. I knew my friends were proud of me. I knew that they had a great time, and it just made me feel so good. I was like, yes, I did well. I performed well. I made everybody proud. So then I walked down and Sledgren's standing on the side and he was like, bro, that was crazy. I felt so good about that. I respect that man so much. So for him to say, yo, you killed it, I was just so ecstatic, man. I was so happy. Then Andrew came down and he's like, man, we were right up there in that section. You killed it. It was just such an amazing thing. I went in, I got a little drink, and I came out, and it's time for Juice WRLD. Juice WRLD comes on, man, what an amazing artist Juice WRLD was. He was one of those people, man. He reminded me of Mac. He reminded me of he was just such a great performer and just had so much fun, you can tell. I wasn't around him all like crazy and knew him crazy, but just being around him for a little while, just here and there, his energy was just amazing. And you can feel the energy from people, you can feel the vibe from people, and he just was living his life. He just wanted to have fun, crush it, and he went out and gave one of the best performances that I had seen. This venue is so amazing with the lighting and everything. It was so cool. And what was even cooler to me was Dan was coming up crazy, doing all kind of stuff with all kind of artists, but he actually shot some of the stuff for Juice WRLD's set too. It ended up in Rolling Stone, it ended up in all these huge publications, and they gave him the credit and showed him love. Juice WRLD posted and tagged him. So it was a really cool experience for me to have my friends be able to experience that with me and also get some recognition for what they do. That's what it's all about for me. I just want to spread love and make sure that the people around me are taken care of just like I am taken care of, and I allow them to grow if I have the opportunity to let them or to help them grow. I'm gonna do that all day. He crushed it. Everything was amazing. Afterwards, we stayed around and chilled for a little while. Everybody hung out just for a little bit, and we just took it in. Dan had all this crazy footage. He was just itching to get back to the hotel to unload it all and put it all in his computer, and he's like, man, this is crazy. We go back, we chill. Next morning, we all pack back into the car, head back to Pittsburgh, listen to all kind of random music, talk about the show, talk about the trip, reminisce a little bit. We get back to the Berg. Like I said, it was just such an amazing experience. One of the best trips that I've taken in my career. So I will never forget that. So thank you guys for coming along for another Adventures with Afterthought. This one was really special to me, like I said, so make sure you comment, like the video if you liked it, share it with your friends, go down there, hit that notification button, and until next time, I'll see you again on Adventures with Afterthought.
If she find me, then it really ain't no losing me. You know what? You wanna know something funny? I knew this picture was gonna resurface one day. I knew it was. I didn't know when it was gonna come, but I knew it was coming. Hey. But even though I looked like Arthur, I was still fresh as fuck though. Wasn't nobody wearing premium. In situations like these, all we could do like is learn from the mistakes that people make and better yourself and let them live through you. I hate like, oh, he just died, so we gotta pull up some dumb lean for him. You gonna end up the same, the same situation. Like, you just gotta learn from the mistakes, like the fatal mistakes that people make.